Hi, I'm Tammy from Ontario, and I'm on here to talk about a hot topic on TikTok right now. A convicted fraudster, a con man, and someone that would drain your bank account to satisfy himself. His name is Michael Snow, and I will be telling my experience with Mr. Snow and what happened back in 2009. I know that was quite a while ago, but he is still up to his old tricks, and I'd like to explain how things went for me. So back in 2009, January, I believe, I met Mr. Snow on a dating app. We met for coffee. He told me that he was a ex-military Marine, to be exact, and that he was a helicopter pilot when he got shot down. So, he said that he was a business owner and he was a single dad. He was looking to settle down, and live his life. And that's what I was doing as well. So, we decided to date. And that's when things started to go wrong for me. I should have never... Anyways, so Mr. Snow told me that he owned a company named ShopCam. And that's what I'm going to be calling my series. Shop Scam, because that's exactly what it freaking was. He is not at all what he says he is to be. And you definitely find out the hard way, because by the time you figure things out, he's hit and he's gone. And there's a lot of women involved. A lot of women. Men too. So it doesn't matter who you are. He doesn't care. He'll use you. He'll abuse you. He'll tell you you're the only one. He asked me to marry him, have a baby with him, that type of thing. So this guy, he has a lot to say, makes a lot of false promises, and it's all bullshit. It's like shit going through a goose. So listen up, ladies. And if there's any Snow supporters out there, don't even approach me. Don't come at me. You didn't live my life. You don't know what the stories were told. You probably only heard his side of the story if you're involved with him. So let me break it down for you. When I met Mr. Snow back in 2009, he said that he owned a company that produced CNC routers. And that type of machinery can produce tabletops, counters, cupboard doors, that type of thing. So he took me to a shop in Lindsay, Ontario. He had a bay there where there were people working. They appeared to be welding material. He had an office off to the side. There were a couple ladies in there working at the computer, talking on the phone. And there was a fax machine spitting out invoices and that type of thing. So it looked like he had a fairly busy business going on, and it was established, and, he was doing okay. So about a month into the relationship, he asked me to invest in his company and said that he would give me a decent return probably within a year. So at the time, I thought it was okay to do because he looked like he had a legit business. He certainly went out of his way to make it look like he had a business. So I invested quite a bit of money with him, thinking, this would be something great for my two boys in the future, and hopefully I can get a return from him that would, help out the boys when they get old enough to move out on their own. So I gave him some money, and he invested that, so he said. I did find out later that the money went into his pocket, and he was... giving it to these ladies as well that were working with him. And, these ladies, they were around a lot. They were, he told me they were his employees. And I found out later no, he was lying. He was lying. That was not the case. These people covered for him and lied for him. They all knew what was going on, but nobody said anything. And when I describe this, it's like a cult-like atmosphere there. All these women are just bowing down to him, and it was just a strange vibe. And I probably should have picked up on that, but I didn't, unfortunately. And, this cult behavior with brainwashing, it's true, because he did it to me. And it happened so quick, your head spins. But this is what the man's about, hit and run. And ladies, if you think you're the only one that he's involved with, you're sadly mistaken. He has women from coast to coast. And I now hear he's a truck driver, so it's pretty convenient for him to be on the run all the time. And, you know, this guy is very good at what he does, and he will make you believe anything. Anything. And he has the proof to back it up, so he says. But when you're so far in, you don't see it, and you do tend to believe what he says. And it's wrong. It's all wrong. So I invested this money with him, and then he came to me a little while later and said that his bank account was froze through the CRA, and that I needed to give him some more money in order to pay his employees, his shop rental, suppliers, that type of thing, because otherwise everybody was going to lose their money that had invested, and me included. And I did not want that to happen. And he, you know, basically said, you're going to lose everything if you don't give me some money to help me out. So I did. Stupidly, I did. And again, all of a sudden these women's all have new Blackberries and that type of thing. So when you approach him on this and say, what's going on, he denies everything. All these women are friends of his or employees, or better yet, they're lesbians. They're all lesbians, because we all know Mike has a lot of friends, women friends. So yeah, that didn't sit well with me, and I had a lot of struggles with that. And again, I probably should have parted ways at that time, but however, I was concerned about not getting my money back. So, you know, you play the game and carry on. So Mike and I did go on a few road trips. It sounds like he's gone through a few women and gone on a lot of road trips. And this is where he likes to groom you and, you know, love bomb you, tell you that you're his love of his life, and, you know, you're the only one. Why didn't you meet sooner? Blah, blah, blah. So that's how this guy rolls. And let me tell you, ladies, I'm going to say it again. If you're engaged to this man right now, or feel that you have a relationship with him and you're the only one involved with him, you are very sadly mistaken. This man has many, many women, and they're all on pocket dial. So, you know, just think about what we're saying here. There's a lot of women coming forward, and how can we all have similar stories and all be lying about Mr. Snow? Because Mr. Snow would go around and say that the women are mad at him because they made a bad investment with him because they didn't get their money. Well, the guy didn't invest. He scammed it. He put it in his pocket. You know, what more is there to that except he's a scumbag? We all know it. Anybody that's been with the guy knows he's a scumbag. And he's a convicted fraudster. And he was convicted and sent to jail in 2012, I believe. And I was a part of a group that had him charged with fraud. There was other charges involved, but some of them were withdrawn. His baby mama, she's involved. Julie, yep, she's involved, ladies. So if he's telling you they're just really good friends and get along because of the boy, well, he's fleecing her pockets too. I'm sure of it. But anyways, that's another story. So I'm going to leave this at that for now. I will record another video in a bit. It's taken quite a bit for me to come forward and talk about my story. I know it's been 15 years later, but when I jumped on TikTok the other day and I saw Shelly and her story, I couldn't freaking believe my ears. Well, I could, because this is how this guy is. I felt so sad that he's still victimizing people 15 years later, and it's time that he has his name and face put out there so there's no more victims. Okay, so Shop Scam Part 1 completed, and wait for number 2. Thank you.